So hello everybody, this is Shobana and I'm here in Hyderabad in this beautiful home of the very, very famous personality here who just drew me through her magic. Sindhamma, I'm sure everybody knows her. And I'm here because I'm very curious about all the stories that I've heard regards to your healing process. So the first thing that I would like to say is thank you for fixing my arm.
So thank you so much for you being here, just spending some time with us. Thanks a lot.
Okay. So while we were bonding in her treatment center, I was chit-chatting and I said, you know, I have a slight issue with my arm. And she said, okay, let's just see if we can actually fix it. And she was 100% confident. And of course, like everybody else, you know, I'm a very medically inclined person because my mother is a medical doctor. So I said, okay, but I have no mistrust because everybody is, you don't know what actually transpires in the mind of another human being. So I think she also sensed that. She sensed that there was no mistrust. And she, with her process, I have a little issue with my bursa. So one arm is like this for my dance, and the other arm was a little tilted because I have an issue. So after that process, she's absolutely fixed it. So thanks for that.
In a span of like 1-2 minutes, right?
In a span of exactly 1 to 2 minutes.
It's the magic of human body, that is.
Yes. So I'd just like to ask you, you know, obviously you've also, or the team around you has been following my Instagram, and
right.
What they have said is, there is a statement that I'd made saying that what you are as a person reflects in your,
right.
know, art.
Exactly.
So how does that, how do you think about that particular statement? Are you for it? And
absolutely, 1000%. What is like the intelligence of the body, thoughts, everything. What you are, that will be like reflected as it is, accepted that is.
As it is. And you know, as I was talking to you before, we all have medical cures,
right,
for very typical medical
exactly.
you know, conditions. And then we have other cures which are not so taken very official by the doctors also.
Exactly.
I myself have actually gone through that. So you feel that there is a cure for any slight illness also. Am I right?
Of course it is, yes, of course it is.
So, and example, if it's a very small, like a skin ailment, or example, COVID now.
Right.
We've all gone through that.
Good
and yes, and we've all have different ways of our bodies showing up. For some people, Valku, they don't have no issues. For some people, they have a lot of issues even now, right, all related to
joint pains, and ligament pains, everything.
Joint pains and ligament pains.
For some people, like glands also, like imbalance in the glands, we can see like shooting up that diabetic level.
Okay.
And some triglycerides. It is all depending on the immunity of the body, how it is before and how it is like after post-COVID, we can say. We have to like rebuild the strength in the body in a natural way. And for the COVID, I think it is like a lot of stress for the whole world it is.
Yes.
And if you observe like the more workaholic people who used to work a lot, they got like a very slow down stage of the post-COVID sentence, I'm saying.
Okay.
So to build up their energies, to build up their like making their routine perfect, it is like of course a typical task for each individual. But that doesn't mean that they should attend a doctor.
Correct.
And nothing medication might help. But it is like inbuilt, we have to set the system. Like little practices the way we used to do before. And in our mechanical way, we forgot lots of things. Again, if you go back to that like eating patterns, like maintaining all like immunity levels, what should be done regarding exercise, thoughts, everything. If you go with that, again, you can regain the energy what body used to have.
So now the typical problem that we have, a present problem, is this COVID related nuisance.
Right.
which is our thing, which I think. So what do you suggest is the first thing that we should do? Is that the first natural thoughts, natural cure that comes to your mind? What is?
You should not get feared. You should not. That emotion was like taking you to like fast express, like that was chasing us. So you should be like confident enough. You should be like analyzing enough the body what it needs exactly. Either it is rest, either it is like work. So how much amount of intensified work can body able to take that? What it is absolutely needed. Everything should be taken care of.
Right.
But simply just jumping into like normal life doesn't make any sense. And the durability and the quality of life was decreasing if you observe that. So first of all, to maintain that quality, you should be at peaceful condition where the body needs to gain up the confidence regarding the trauma that has happened already.
Okay.
So that is how we can easily come out of this.
What about like some haldi or
So many foods are there, anti-inflammatory foods like ginger, what you said is like turmeric. That anti-inflammatory and antibiotic, that is. Morning with honey, if you can take that, even it soothes the nervous system, it soothes all the joints, and having that pumpkin seeds, having that flax seeds, all that kitchen, whatever we use in that, everything is needed for the body right now at this stage.
So do you think that our Indian style of cooking abroad, they're kind of, they're like, you use so much of oil, you use so much of grease. Indian style of cooking, they usually say, Namma, for our type of cooking, this style is not going to work. For our kind of cooking, this chimney is not going to work. And I'm like, what's so different? But obviously, you say that there's a lot of medicinal value.
See, it is not about either US or like some other part of like world. It is about like in what type of environment you are like building up that. You should get adjusted towards that. Say suppose there the sunrise might not be like what we get here now. We are like so much of benefits, we have that.
So
we are not using.
Speaking about the sunrise.
Yeah, immediately after
saying,
you get up and if you sit for 20 minutes before the sun, half of like your complaints will be waved off by natural way. And
by
even
the sun rays.
Yes, just because gazing at sun, sitting calmly at least minimum 20 minutes a day, which is like we are very advantaged people to have that. Better we have to utilize all that, right?
So I think also the lack of that results in a lot of body pain because of vitamin D.
Of course, vitamin D, D3 and calcium deficiencies will be there, and magnesium deficiencies, everything will be like one after another, it got linked up. And technically, natural source of like healing body on its own is the purest methodology what we believe. Body will be having that sense, it is having that healing center. Just we have to like coordinate with that system, that's it. If that is also not working, then so many methodologies were there we can have at any given time. But first of all, we should put our efforts sincerely.
So I saw this very young girl at the center and whose mother looked very relieved, and the child she was barely 21.
Right.
So I know you are healing her because she's shown me photographs of the day she came. So she came with a disease which the doctors had written her off, and she's a child of 21. And she came to me after the interview, and she was very excited. She came with a phone and she said, "May I show you these pictures?" And I was like, "Okay, you again? What is it?" And then she looked at the pictures, and there was a hump behind her.
Yes.
And she said, "This is the first picture, and the next day this is the second picture," and her body was absolutely flat.
Right.
So it was like she's been given a new lease of life. The question I had for you was about how do you deal with this constant emotional strain of the family, because it's not just the body healing.
See, if a person was not well, the complete family was not well, and if a person was like not in proper condition, the whole family will be suffering that. And unluckily, the girl whom you have seen, she is with Crohn's disease. It is an severe autoimmune disorder for which there is no cure at all, because her own intestine will be like malfunctioning and food absorption might not be there. So that is one of the reasons, being 21-year-old, she is not having the perfect physique on the spine. and slight hunch was there and drooping was there. She can't able to like have that stiffness and alignment with the body. So it is magically, it is like we can do that. With that physical manipulation we can do very easily. So in minutes it can be aligned properly, and that can be seen before and after medical reports. It is not like doing or feeling something else. It is like, it is proven that how that alignment will be perfect. Say suppose if you look at that sports injuries, instantly they have to like figure it out. Otherwise they'll be like eliminated from the game. So at that point only these types of things will be like more helpful. The sports injuries, immediately that contact pain, whatever, just few seconds will be there, but still you can end up with a good result, and you can have a complete joyfulness. It is not a happy, it's a joyfulness. Either no one can get or something from the market or something else, unless you should feel innerly.
Right.
So that realization we can see, that happiness we can see in so many people.
So do you get emotionally involved with your patients? That's what I want to know.
So emotion is like, in her case, she was like very inferior, very fearful. She wants to do more with the life, but she can't able to do. Like just so many things will be like on the girl side. And as a mother, she can't able to even have a completed, because the daughter was can't able to take. So even she can't eat. So it is like unnecessary hormonal imbalances, everything. The family was suffering a lot. So technically, what is the root problem for that? If you go at the root level where that medicine can't able to help, but something is there which is blocking her. So that is like not with the as a daughter as much. But when mother was carrying her, there were like disturbances with her emotions.
Okay.
So that was like came down as a problem. So when we got that point at the root level and we are trying to clear it out, and body was responding normally. And there only like no fear, no like lowing depression or something else. Everything like she used to have like hungry now, where even this portion of food she can't able to take.
Okay.
Now she was like feeling more hungry. Yes, I am like the biggest, happiest person, like this she was saying.
So you were saying that
fear is like one of the dreadful things where your mind and body was getting confused.
That I was talking about when she was in the womb. That was from where the problem is. So this, it kind of coincides with what they say about the ceremony that you have in your 7th month.
Yes, Srimandam we call.
Srimandam, that is the bangle ceremony.
Right.
So there the vibes are that because when you wear the bangles, the sound of the bangles, it's supposed to dispel everything. So the child constantly hears that.
Yes.
The sound is a very auspicious sound, is what they're saying.
Yes.
So now the whole thing, you know, comes,
we are going back again to the roots.
In time. Yes. Excellent. So,
and if you observe, like even baby in the mother womb, when she was carrying, mother was carrying, she has to listen all that good rhythmic music and be in the good environment, have a healthy food, have a good thoughts like that, because all that internally, that womb also will be responding to the same situation. Like how this big world, like we are small creatures, and in the mother womb, even that cell embryo is also like about to develop a small creature, right? So it will be having its own properties as a mother. So the mother, when she is like perfect, children will be perfect always.
So I just heard that you only eat once a day. Why is that?
One meal for my work is more than enough.
I see.
Sufficiently. But full meal I'll take.
Okay.
And no compromise in that. All with pappu, kura, everything. Pachadi, everything. Like Sastriya Bhojanam we'll call.
Okay.
Full meal we'll take.
All right. So this is a question for you. I do know that you have a wonderful clinic and treatment place here in Hyderabad. So are you planning to take out the services to other parts of India?
Yeah, sure, definitely. We have one in Bangalore, but quite some time it has been closed because of the COVID and all the situations going around.
Okay.
Maybe in future, maybe in 3 to 4 months again, we would like to start in a full way, like something we are doing in Hyderabad.
Okay. So which is the city that comes to your mind
Yeah, Bangalore.
first, and then do you have?
Then maybe somewhere around north we don't have anything.
Oh,
Nobody knew, so
Nobody. That's nice.
Delhi somewhere we can start. It will be great because people can't come always all the time to south
Correct.
because they don't have much idea of all those things like what we do here.
You know, I have a lot of students who have issues with their body after dance practices, and they go for Varma. And I want to know if there is a lot of difference between what you practice and Varma Kalai.
See, Varma is like a key martial art, as you know. But this Siddha is like already inbuilt system everyone will be having. Just it is working on the energy channels, where that mechanical routine life should not get disturbed by anything. So the internal energy, life source of energy should not get blocked. So that means like you will be having your control on your emotions and on your movements and on your target of life, like where you want to be placed. So Varma is like a martial art, defense art. It is also like a very, what you'll call, severe practice was needed. But for Siddha, there is no preparation. It is not an art. It should come inbuilt. It should be
For
like
the practitioner?
yes.
So therefore,
To become a healer, everything will be like pre-noted, like at what time they'll take birth and everything. So it is a type of, we can say, some sixth sense, we can tell.
sixth
They used to
sense.
write on the talapatras. So like that, they'll be selected.
So you can look at somebody and predict whether they can be cured, or does that happen? Or
That initial diagnosis, the process of diagnosis starts at that level. And not about like whatever the disease now we are facing with, but
Right.
for the incurable, that's what I mean, like neuromuscular disorders, muscular dystrophies, and cerebral palsy. For these types, we have to check whether the patient was having that yogam, we'll call, whether it is there or not. Only if it is there, we have to take the treatment in.
So how do you check that? Is it an intuition, your sixth sense?
It is like the gazing of the frequencies, energies, and for every person there will be like some sort of energy revolving around that.
Is it like clairvoyant? Is that, are you...
Something like that you can name in
Something
their
like
own
that.
languages. So as a process, if that patient was doing very low karma but suffering a lot because of the environmental issues, might be they have been brought up. అలాంటి వాళ్ళకి చాలా తేలిగ్గా క్యూర్ అయిపోతుంది. ఈవెన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ మస్కులర్ డిస్ట్రఫీ అవ్వచ్చు, క్యాన్సర్ వల్ల పోయిన లీజన్స్ వల్ల పోయిన ఇమ్యూనిటీని డెవలప్ చేయడం అవ్వచ్చు, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వీ కెన్ డూ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇస్ ద నార్మల్ పేషెంట్, బట్ నాట్ లైక్ ఆన్ ద రెగ్యులర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ థింగ్స్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్. సో అలాంటి వాళ్ళకి డయాగ్నోస్ చేయడం ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఈజ్ లైక్ వన్ మిరాకిల్. ఎక్కడ తగ్గట్లేదు, నో క్యూర్ వాజ్ దేర్ ఇన్ ఎనీ అదర్ సిస్టమ్స్ అన్నది వాళ్ళ దగ్గరే ఉంటుంది ఆ క్యూర్ కూడా. జస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు లైక్ స్ట్రీమ్ లైన్ దట్ ఎనర్జీ ఫ్లోయింగ్ ఇన్ ద బాడీ.
సో
అది చూడగానే వీ కెన్ సెన్స్ దెమ్, ద వే దే లుక్, ద వే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో ఏ మ్యాథమెటికల్ క్యాల్కులేషన్ అగైన్. సో ఆ ఆరా అదంతా కూడా కరెక్ట్గా మ్యాచ్ అవుతుందా లేదా, మనం చెప్పేది వాళ్ళకి అర్థం అవుతుందా లేదా, లేదా వాళ్ళు చెప్తున్నది నిజంగా ప్రాబ్లంతో కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉందా లేదా. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ లైక్ ద లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ డయాగ్నోసింగ్ ఎ పేషెంట్. సో ఒకసారి వాళ్ళకి తగ్గుతుంది అన్నది ఒక్కటి ఉంటే చాలండి, బాడీ ఆటోమేటిక్గా సరెండర్ అయిపోతుంది. ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఇట్స్ ఓన్ హీలింగ్.
So you're speaking to them from at a emotional level, isn't it?
8 levels we have to see a patient.
Right.
And it's not only about the physical element, it's not about only the internal life source energy, it's about the thoughts, how they have been developed. It's about the concreteness of the solid గా పట్టేసి ఉంటుంది వాళ్ళకి, నాకు తగ్గదు నేను ఇంతే అని. సో అవన్నీ యాంగిల్స్ చూసిన తర్వాత అట్లీస్ట్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ 8, 4, 5 మ్యాచ్ అయినా ఎస్ దే ఆర్ రెడీ ఫర్ ద ట్రీట్మెంట్. బికాస్ వీ బిలీవ్ లైక్ మనం పుట్టింది ఇలాంటి బాధలు పడ్డానికి కాదు, ఇవన్నీ తెచ్చిపెట్టుకున్న బాధలు. యూ షుడ్ నాట్ బీ. సో యాజ్ ఫార్ యాజ్ అవి క్లియర్ అవుతూ ఉంటే హీలింగ్ అన్నది బాడీ ఆ హీలింగ్ స్టేట్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతూ ఉంటే ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్ ఇట్స్ ఓన్ హీలింగ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ లైక్ ఎ మిరాకిల్ సంథింగ్ ఎల్స్. It is just understanding the body and mind at one stage.
So basically you are the medium to connect the person to their own body and
Exactly.
mind. So it's like a guru. The guru is always there, you know, to
That
connect
is why
Jivatma
it
and
is
the
not
Paramatma.
like a martial art, we can say. It is like inbuilt force that nature also should make it happen. Nature, force, cosmic energy should be with you always.
So have you found like some really negative energy that comes and you're like,
So many will be there.
I don't just go.
Yeah, of course. See, we meet almost 60 to 70% of people like that because they have seen the world with their problem with so many places and things. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, if one lady was popping up, okay, this is like cure for incurables. It is not an imaginary thing, right? Why should they believe? But for those people, see, this is a technique for any person. There will be like their own life journey. Their own they'll be handling their own incidents, but some things will be there where they did something wrong, and if we highlight that, then all that negative framing, everything will go off.
So they will cure themselves.
Yes, of course. Just we are here to make them to know what they are. At the same time, what the effort they have to put to get a better healthy life, and what is like our part to be like mentoring them.
So coming back to Varma, you said there are 108 points and Siddha has
72,000 key nerve points where 36,000 will be with the body, 36,000 around the body in the form of energy. So that is like pinpointing any energy block it will be blocked, a slight sort of emotion also there is a possibility to get blocked. So it is a regular practice like being in contact with yourself with complete energy.
So do you have any programs for kids? Because a lot of kids, they're not like physically sick, but you know, when they go through their teens and tweens, they do have all those emotional issues.
It is not like a program, but whoever will be coming, like so many people will be coming for the septum deviations, migraines, for not only for teenagers, for every patient, that counseling part is the key part in this. So we have to like make them know how they should be.
So do you do it yourself or do you have
so many team was there,
this
50
team?
60 people will be there working continuously,
Okay.
and doctors will be there and technical reporters reporting everything through medical reports. We have to see that. So it is like a complete program. Before treatment and after treatment, if you see a person, complete change will be there. Definitely the energy levels, the way they look at themselves will be like quite different other than the problem what they came up with.
So it's basically, it's a lot, positivity has a lot to do with
Originality, I'll say. It is not a positivity. It is like the way how, see, all the things might not be either positive or negative. It is like how you are looking at them. So the way of looking, the perception should change. So if there is anything to worry about, so instead of worrying, how you have to be calm at that end. Being a bit silent will give more answers. So it is like a practice. We'll make them to be in the meditation for 20 minutes. We make them to do all yogic exercises. We make them to do everything on their own, not with the pain. So practice will give perfect body and health.
So this, your lineage of Siddha practice, do you have any school which is different from others? What is the difference in?
The school I learned is the universe where my grandmother is my guru. But later on, if you see at Siddha University is teaching now, is related something to Ayurveda, where that herbs will help the human body, that Rasayana Shastram will call. Rasasastram, with all these herbs and everything, they'll build up the immunity level of the body. That is also like one of the greatest science. But before this, if a person want to do like tapo samadhi, they used to sit hours, years together. Like if you observe in Puranas, we can see Ravanasura, you can see so many are there doing all that japam and everything. Munis, rishis. It is an incult of designing your own body and making it in a particular cult where it should not get destroyed. Means like for a person, it is like more than 100 years, 200 years, we can see the lifespan of that. So it is like increasing the span, quality of the life for a purpose. Again, if the purpose was not there, no point of like being how many years you are into. So it is a sort of education where nature took a major role into as a syllabus, and they used to train with like being with the nature, sitting like doing japam, making their body perfectly all right with mind. So that is like the goal for going.
Okay, let's ask you a very, one that everybody will kind of listen to. What if you have no technical? We are okay. We are all okay. Little bit of issues everybody will have. So what is the first advice that you will give somebody to just get better?
See, we are all connected in one way or other, like dots. It might be not with the element, but some interaction part, if it is there in the memory, past memory, so it will try to recollect it to take it you further when you are in the disciplined way. Say suppose if your life has a purpose, if you have a goal to achieve, in that goal so many people will be meeting you and they will be doing their own part to support that. All these type of like nature skills, divine skills will be connected to the humanity. So one way or other, they are not from like native, but still they are easily get connected by some means. It is another guiding force which will like bring to us. So it is like a wavelength get matched also.
So the question I had was, when someone is very productive, we have different stages of our lives.
Right.
When we are, there's one stage where we want money, there's one stage where we want fame and money.
Fine.
Then we say we just want fame.
Right.
Then we say we don't really want fame, we want peace. And then we say we don't want that peace also, we just want to be one with us, with ourselves. So, and then we say we want to retire. So, and I've always felt that retirement was not really a solution. So, what do you think about retirement?
See, we took birth means unless we go the last breath. That is retirement, what I mean. But not it is like the physical activity what we are doing daily for 58 years or 60 years or businessmen. It is not a retirement. I don't believe in that.
So you think that
The purpose of life should get solved.
Excellent.
And it is not you to decide what is your retirement. It is like the unknown force which is guiding us. It will take you. That is a retirement. So till the last breath, you should be very conscious, very aware, very purposeful life we have to live. Of course, I believe money is needed and it is also a sort of energy. See, everything will come in phases. But at each stage, we'll come to know, yes, this is not the way, this is not the correct, this is still more. Other thing, this is not the way. So the other angle we'll try. So these are the like stages or phases of our emotions to know better. That vairagyam we'll call, right? So just we have to be with that and we have to cross that. Instead of like grasping into you, yes, it is not me, so I am not for this. So still next. For some time it will be there. Again, we are not getting satisfied. So until and unless we are satisfied completely, then God will show you, yes, your purpose was done, just you come to me like that. Okay, so have you ever seen yourself in other dimension, other than your routine work, other than your daily blah blah things?
Well, I have a lot of things going on, and so మెంటల్ స్పేస్ లేదండి. సో స్కూల్ ఉంది, తర్వాత పిల్లలు ఉన్నాయి, స్కూల్, అండ్ మై మదర్ ఇస్ ఆల్సో ఏజెడ్. సో మొత్తం అక్కడ లైక్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. దెన్ దెర్ ఆర్
Bits and pieces.
బిట్స్ అండ్ పీసెస్. సో టుడే సంబడి ఆస్క్డ్ మీ, హౌ డు యూ ఈవెన్ గో దేర్ అండ్ క్రియేట్? Don't you need that peace in your head to create? And are you okay? Can you do so many things and go there and have a good performance? అప్పుడు నేను చెప్పాను, అది దట్ ఈస్ వై ఐ గో అండ్ గివ్ అ గుడ్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్, బికాస్ ఆన్ స్టేజ్ ఇస్ ద ఓన్లీ ప్లేస్ వేర్ ఐ am myself.
Here you got connected with you.
I got connected. I don't know, you're putting it that way. I don't know, I haven't thought of it that way.
Just we'll take only at that part. So you are doing a performance and you have some energy feeling at that moment. And
Yes.
do you feel like you have two eyes? Do you feel like you have nothing, no?
No, I don't think of myself. I think of I'm only a storyteller.
Good.
My main focus is to tell stories.
Right.
But if I don't do that, I'm a failure. If I cannot engage an audience, I'm a failure. So I'm super focused. I have 3 hours, I can super focus.
Just stay there. At times you are super focused.
Gee.
And in the normal times you are like doing your own things just to make your routine, right? But while doing
other
the
people's
performance,
things.
yes, that's what. But while you are doing your performance, while you are giving your performance, there is a connectivity for your soul, and whatever like the relaxation, whatever the force, but you move with that. Really?
That is, for me, is the music.
Right.
So when I hear the tanpura, all my things just go away, and I can slowly get back. So everything that is blur, audience lights, my problems, whatever. I've got 2 huge dogs that want to be walked every single day, like 4 times a day. So all that just gets all merged, and I can just see ideas to tell the Ramayanam or the Krishna story.
That is like the soul purpose where you are getting connected to. And imagine if the same energy was seen in every moment in the life without your emotions, just you are there. And of course you are a storyteller, means like you are defining yourself, redefining, right? So imagine if at all that is observed in the routine also.
Nobody is listening to me at home. Nobody is listening to my stories.
So first of all, we listen to ourselves then.
Yes, they're like, you're always wrong, Ma. That's wrong. So
no, the
anyway,
pinpointing is like we are disturbed always with the environment.
Correct.
And with the feelings. So that is like the lack of connectivity between me and myself. So if both are same on one edge, not in the performance, but life itself is like a good performance. Of course, so many things will be happening, but there is like, you don't react. So initially might be you reacted too much,
Yeah.
but over a period of time, okay, these are like that. So what is the point of like defining that?
it's like a yogi, isn't
కదా.
it? A yogi is
సో ఒకటి మనకు కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఒక పూర్ణత్వం తెలుస్తూ ఉంటుంది లోపల నుంచి. ఎస్, వీళ్ళు ఇంతే, ఇది మన రియాక్ట్ అవ్వడంలో పాయింట్ లేదు. సో షుడ్ బీ స్టేబుల్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ టైం వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ఎస్ మా తప్పు అని చెప్పినప్పుడు మనది కొంచెం కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ పెరుగుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ లైక్ స్టార్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ మెచ్యూరిటీ అంటాం కదా, ఎడ్యుకేటింగ్ లైక్ బీయింగ్ లైక్. సో ఒకసారి కనుక అదే మనకి లైఫ్లో ఆ ఎనర్జీ ఫ్లో అవ్వడం చూసామనుకోండి, ఇలాంటి రియాక్షన్స్కి ఏమీ మనం రియాక్ట్ అవ్వక్కర్లా. ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ కూడా ఆటోమేటిక్గా క్లెన్స్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. వాట్ ఐ మీన్ టు సే ఈజ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద స్కిల్ఫుల్గా ఉన్నది మీరు చేస్తున్నది, యోగి ఎక్కడో అడవుల్లో కూర్చొని చేస్తేనే యోగులు కాదు. డే రొటీన్లో కూడా ఎక్కడ రియాక్ట్ అవ్వాలో ఎక్కడ అవ్వకూడదు అన్నది తెలుసుకుని బిహేవ్ చేస్తే yes, you'll become a yogi.
But that's why they went there, na? There is no
just to know the principle. To know the principle, at least we have to practice that. And other dimensions కి ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, say suppose if you think about a friend and వెంటనే మనకి కాల్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, జస్ట్ ఇప్పుడే అనుకుంటున్నాను వెంటనే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ హ్యాపీ ఫీలింగ్ విల్ ఫీల్ ఎట్ దట్ మూమెంట్. అండ్ దట్ మూమెంట్ షుడ్ బి సీన్ in each and every part of life in and around you. అలా ఉందనుకోండి ఎంత బాగుంటుంది, ఎంత హాయిగా ఉంటుంది. అప్పుడు చూడండి ఇదే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఇలా ఎంత ఉన్నా కానీ దే బికమ్ మైనస్.
Yeah, so another thing that I think you should speak about is it's a very opinionated generation kadandi. Andarki opinion undi.
ముందు ఒపీనియన్ ఉంటుంది
First, so I'm like, how do you have so much? When you're supposed to give an opinion, you won't. When you're not at all supposed to be giving an opinion, they will ask you and everybody will say. So what do you think about that? I'm just talking not from your...
Opinion should be like with experience it should come. ఐదర్ అనుభవం అన్నా ఉండాలి, అనుభవంతో చెప్పిన వాళ్ళ నుంచన్నా వినేది మాత్రమే ఒపీనియన్. నాట్ యాజ్ సచ్గా నేను మాట్లాడేస్తాను అన్నది ఒపీనియన్ కాదు.
ఎక్సలెంట్.
సో ఐదర్ దే షుడ్ గెట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ పీపుల్ షుడ్ బీ గైడెడ్. అప్పుడే ఒపీనియన్కి ఒక అర్థం ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు పెద్దవాళ్ళు చెప్పారు మేము ఎందుకు వినాలి అనుకుంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ రైట్. వాళ్ళు ఎందుకు చెప్పారు అని వాళ్ళ నుంచి చూడడం మొదలు పెడితే దెన్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు లైక్ రీస్టేట్ యువర్ మైండ్. అగైన్ యూ కెన్ రీస్టార్ట్. అప్పుడు ఒపీనియన్ ఉండదండి, ఓన్లీ ప్రాసెస్సే ఉంటుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ అబౌట్ లైక్ ఇది ఫుల్ స్టాప్ ఇది ఇంతే. వీఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు టెల్ లైక్ దాట్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ ప్రాసెస్.
బట్ నోబడీ లిసన్స్ టు యూ. The general world is
they hear philosophy. They hear, but they don't listen. They hear only with the sense organs because ears are there, no? So they hear. But మనసు పెట్టి విన్న వాళ్ళకి డెఫినెట్గా అర్థం అవుతుంది. ఒకవేళ అర్థం కాలేదనుకోండి, ఈరోజు అర్థం కాదు, ఒక 4 ఏళ్లకి డెఫినెట్గా దే విల్ బీ ఏ మూమెంట్ టు రియలైజ్ దాట్. వాళ్ళకి కూడా ఎక్కడో కూడా ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అవ్వాలి. ఐదో ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అన్నా అవ్వాలి, లేదా ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అయిన వాళ్ళన్నా చెప్పాలి. అప్పుడే ఒపీనియన్ అన్న దానికి వాల్యూ తగ్గుతుంది. లేదా కరెక్ట్ ఒపీనియన్ రావాలి అంటే దిస్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ ద వే. ఈక్వాలిటీ షుడ్ బీ దేర్. ఐదర్ షుడ్ గెట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్. అగైన్ ఇక్కడ ఒక తర్కం ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, ఒక లాజిక్ ఉంటుంది. వాళ్ళు ఎందుకు చెప్పారు అన్నది ఆలోచించకుండా ఎందుకు వినాలి అనుకుంటాం. ఎందుకు నీ సైంటిఫిక్ బుర్ర పెట్టుకుని నీకు ఎంత పెట్టుకున్నా ఎండ్ రిజల్ట్ ఇంకొకరు చెప్పిందే అవుతుంది అక్కడ.
So do people write to you saying that different like on all subjects barring what you actually do? Do they ask you?
See,
for
here
different
it is not about only disease orientation.
That's what
this
I
is
want.
like health orientation. So many things will be coming. Say suppose too much of getting sleep is also a disease nowadays.
Oh, I love that disease.
Do you have any insomnia?
No, I don't. I'm okay. I sleep at 8 and
no,
get
that is
up
like
early.
modern labeling. That's it. That's it.
Okay.
And too much of sleepy is a point where body was saying like it needs some rest physically. We don't care about that. Body will be saying all the intuitions, whether you are hungry it is saying, whether you need sleep it is saying, but it is you are deciding that, which you are not supposed to.
Yeah.
అలా అనుకోకుండా మనం పరిగెడుతూ ఉంటాము. And there comes a time where you have to make body ఏం చేస్తుంటే it will make us to take rest compulsory.
That did
in the form of disease.
Not
Then
disease,
starts the game, health drowning, health dropping, and all this negative thinking. Everything will follow one after another. దీంట్లో మనకి ఒక kindness will forget and lack of sympathy. కొంతమంది ఏంటంటే నేను ఇలా ఉన్నానని ఎవరిని అంటారేమో అని కూడా వీళ్ళకి ఎక్కువ ఫీల్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటారు. That makes you
చాలా కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ గా ఉంది.
Say suppose you have a back pain. ఈ బ్యాక్ పెయిన్ తోటి you are taking rest. సో ఆ రెస్ట్లో ఏదైనా పని చేయలేదనుకోండి, వీళ్ళు ఏమైనా అనుకుంటున్నారేమో నేను చేయాల్సిన పని కదా అని మన మైండ్ అనుకుంటూ ఉంటుంది కదా. దట్ వాజ్ మేకింగ్ యూ మోర్ డిసీజ్డ్. సో వెన్ యూ ఆర్ లైక్ ఇండిపెండెంట్, వెన్ యూ ఆర్ లైక్ విత్ కంఫర్ట్ ఫ్రీ విత్ యువర్ బాడీ, ద లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ లుకింగ్ ఎట్ దాట్ ఈస్ డిఫరెంట్. అండ్ వెన్ యూ ఆర్ లైక్ విత్ సమ్ ఎలిమెంట్ బాదరింగ్ యూ, ద లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ ద సేమ్ పర్సన్ లుకింగ్ ఎట్ ద సేమ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ వాజ్ డిఫరెంట్.
We need a very conducive atmosphere to even think that way, isn't it?
So that is the reason why the bringing up, the brought up situation should be like fundamental.
Exactly, fundamentally.
So
clear.
where you get more practice at your childhood?
Me, where I got practice when I was dancing?
Yeah.
At home, I had a reasonably normal situation.
Say suppose, if at all, if you are not that interested in dance at that time.
But you know, for me, I was very, very into it. Nobody forced me. But at the
Say
age
suppose,
of 3.
say suppose.
Okay. Say suppose I was forced into dance?
Yeah, forced
Okay.
into dance.
Okay.
And the connection between you and your skill was like indifferent.
Okay.
How dissatisfied you feel.
But
at the same time,
yes.
the connection where you are willing to accept that and where you are like making you as a part of you.
So let me put it from my point of view. The reason I'm also very comfortable is I always only took what I wanted. Example, if there was a career choice, somebody said if you want to retire from active filmmaking, why do you do it? Did you do it at age 28? I went into dance full time.
So nice.
Because I said, there is something, this is a calling.
Right.
I want to do that. Then somebody said, no, you'll never be happy because you've seen a lot of fame, you've seen a lot of money. I said, maybe, but let me find out for myself. And I've never regretted it. I haven't left dance.
So here there is like no confusion at all.
No confusion and no angst after that.
So have you observed that confusion is an element where you are confusing always?
Oh, is that a genetic disorder?
Yeah, it is. No, it is a social behaving disorder, I call.
We have to sort all that out for everybody.
No, it is a confusion, right?
About? Sorry.
If you are in this, if you confuse a word, then you are not reaching your goals. And whatever the decision you took with confirmed mind, determined mind, so there was no confusion at all. Where you are like completely full.
Blessed. Because, you know, I can't say that everybody is blessed with that mindset. I think it comes out of age also. And bad experiences.
Yes.
So that you know that thing,
yes.
you know, you need to come
and also supporting in the family like what you are doing and what you want to do, being there as a moral support, as a mentoring, the family. And everything was like the atmosphere where you have been brought up.
Yeah.
And it was making you like not confused.
Went by my decisions if I wanted to
That's
do
what.
We're all okay with it.
So if you compare like now generation, where parents are busy in their own works, where kids were left over at home.
Yes.
And they are not properly known about like what should be learned. So first point we'll raise only regarding confusion. What should talk, what should not. What should eat, what should not. And what they want, what they don't want. So end of the day, parents, they'll be thinking something and kids, they want to do something. Again, confusion. So confusion was creating more husky and rusky type in like taking a decisions or having a creative, dedicated mind. They are not up to that. So confusion was making lot of like nonsense with the mind.
So the last question I have for you now, I mean, I'll be constantly calling you, is how spiritual are you in the sense before your practice? Is there any dhyana that you would do, or like for me today when you worked on me, I did say a little shlokam because the whole thing was a very new experience for me. So Atlanti, do you do any kind of a sloka before you touch a patient?
See, there is orthodox practice, so which we have to do regularly just to be connected with such sort of discipline. So regular ga unde mudralu practices anni untai. Yes, everything, martial arts, everything we have to do. Yes.
Okay.
So adain taravata just be in that position ante. So it prepares your mind and body to work continuously. So spirituality anedi kottaga techukunadi kaadu. It is way of life.
Okay. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful experience.
Really loved you a lot.
Thank you very much, really.
Thank you.
I have lot of information, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you.